Your turn, Yugi boy.
What is up, guys? This is Olympio coming at you with a discussion today about erratas in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And are they a good thing or a bad thing? So we've had erratas kind of in this game for a long time. It's only become more prevalent and more recent that we have had a couple more cards being errated. Obviously, because there's more social media and Konami want to tell us, it's more obvious to us, but there have been quite a few erratas back in the day, but there are more now. Erratas kind of send a little bit of a split down the community that I've noticed, at least in most recent times when we had Crush Card Virus, D-Mock, Sinister Serpent, all these that were just kind of errated in one go. And the question is, do you think erratas are good for this game, or do you think they're really bad for this game? So if we look at it subjectively from both sides, the for argument is a pretty strong one in the fact that it allows older cards to be brought back in the game, and it doesn't mean that they break the game. So if we take, for example, Brionarch Dragon in the Ice Barrier is an incredibly good card with a multiple turn effect to be able to just discard a card to return a card on the field. If that was errated to once per turn, would Brionarch be a problem? Maybe, maybe not. It's still a very good card and a single compulse on leg, while being able to generate advantage because you get to discard something to the graveyard. But would it be as broken as it once was? Well, no, because it's a once per turn effect. If we take Substitute, for example, you turn that into a once per turn effect, the Frogburn FTK just vanishes off the face of the earth. Butterfly Dagger Elm can't do its loop with Gearfried for the constant draw, or the Woodland Spirit that someone mentioned to me for the constant burn. So that also allows you to free up the Forbidden List. It's huge. The Forbidden List has so many cards on there, and so many old cards, some going back to 2004 and 3 that are still on there now, which is pretty much the legendary Yatagarasu. Maybe it can fix some cards and start taking them off and give a little bit of a boost to certain older decks as well. But then the argument against it is one that is quite prevalent as well. The argument against it is, what's the point in having these cards and then just changing the way that they work? Because a lot of the time they just change it to a completely different card. Crush Card Virus and Sinister Serpent were two big ones that were really hit quite hard. Sinister Serpent not being able to use it multiple times, and then it would just banish itself if you used it the same turn. You basically got it. Crush Card Virus went from being such a brutal card that would ruin your opponent and their chances of getting into the game to hitting cards in their hand and field and then being able to allow them to generate advantage by sending cards to the graveyard. It completely changed how Crush Card worked, and to me, it was kind of really weird to see such a powerful and expensive card, one of the best cards in the day, reduced to being something that is just nothing, not used, not even considered really. Obviously there are certain decks that do consider Crush Card as a card to use, but it all depends on what decks are around, and you don't particularly want to give certain decks, like back in the day, give Shadows there, send to the graveyard. Yeah, that was a good idea. The two arguments for and against are both ones that I sympathize with, because on the one hand, I want to get the list rotated, so adding the once per turn would just be kind of a good thing, and also it gives me a bit of a nostalgia trip because some of the cards that could come back, like Brio, would be really good, but they wouldn't be broke like they were. So it would give people the chance to have an actually decent level 6 synchro for once. Not salty about that at all. But on the other hand, I have played this game since the beginning. I know what these cards were. I have an emotional attachment to a lot of the old cards, and to see them just errated, like no thought, and absolutely brutalized is kind of difficult and painful for me to see. You might say that sounds stupid, but you know, I have played this game for a long time and used pretty much all of these cards, bar Crush Card back in the day when it was ridiculously expensive. It's a really interesting one for me. It's a really thought-provoking discussion, and I want to know what everyone thinks down in the comment section below. So I'm completely on the fence, but I think for the sake of the game, it might be nice to maybe consider certain cards to errata, and other ones just let's not touch them. So as I said, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comment section below. Make sure to give me a like, comment, subscribe. Think of one card you would like to have errated and one card you think that you don't want to be errated. It can be completely personal and selfish reasons, not a problem at all. So just one on one. So as I said, let me know down in the comment section below. I shall catch you guys later.